Thank you, Petros. Petros, let's do this as if we're in a classroom. Would you like to pick the next person to introduce?
Angela. Angela.
Thank you, Petros. All right, this is Angela. I am actually in my dressing gown because it's 10:30 at night here in Papua New Guinea, where I am at the moment. I am from South Africa, and I am working in Papua New Guinea as a consultant on an education sector analysis just for a few months. But last year I was with the group looking at gender issues, gender transformation issues in the South African context. So, but for my assignment, I focused on Papua New Guinea because I knew that I was going to have to look at that as my task in the coming months. So thank you for allowing me to still be part of this group, and congratulations, Marianne, on your little baby boy. Did you say boy? Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Angela. And it's great to hear a new context. You know, we're very focused on Africa, of course, but it's good to hear how you're applying this to a new context. So we'll look at plans a little bit later. And Angela, pick the next person for their introduction.
Marcelio Adora. If I've got the name right. Marceliso Adora. Adoru. If they're there?
Yes, I'm here. It's Matsidiso Adoro.
Marceliso Adoro. From
Lesotho. Yes, from Lesotho. I'm Matsidiso Adoro from Lesotho. I work at the Ministry of Education and Training in the Department of Distance Teaching Center. In full, it's Lesotho Distance Teaching Center as an evaluation assistant. It's good meeting you. It's my first time to attend the short courses of KIX. And congratulations, Marianne, to a baby boy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Maybe you'll see him if he starts to act up in this call. Matsalesu, can you pick the next person for their introduction? And let's keep it short, everyone, because we're already 24 minutes after. Pick the next person, please, for their introduction.
Sebabatso Ntlamelle.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Babatso Ntlamelle. I'm also from Lesotho. I work for Lesotho Council of NGOs, civil society organization, and I'm a coordinator. I'm not sure who hasn't spoken, so I don't know who to choose. I had a little challenge logging in.
Oh, no problem. We're so glad that you were able to make it. Maybe we can go next to Neo Gladys, because she's been here for a little while so far. Neo, would you like to go next, please? Hello, Neo Gladys, can you hear? Hello, Neo Gladys. Okay, we can come back to her. Maybe Lorato, you can go next.
All right, thank you very much, Marianne. Am I audible?
Yes, loud and clear.
Thank you, and good afternoon, evening, morning, colleagues. I'm Lorato. I'm from the African Union International Center for Girls Education in Africa. It's a pleasure to be here.
And it's our pleasure to have you, Lorato. Thank you so much. It's great that you're focusing on gender, because this is a mixed group and some of us have more experience and knowledge than others. So it's great that you have a specialization in this. Lorato, pick the next person for their introduction if you can.
All right, I'm not sure if they've already spoken, but Makube Ralingwane.
Okay, first, thank you very much, Lerato. My name is, correctly said, Makube Galengwang. I'm the Chief Education Officer responsible for curriculum and assessment in the Ministry of Education and Training in Lesotho. And welcome to the new person to the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Makube, pick the next person, please, for introductions.
Sarah, please.
Sarah Bogosi from Uganda, would you like to introduce yourself to the group? Hello, Ms. Sarah Bogosi, Madam Commissioner from Uganda, would you like to introduce yourself to the group? Okay, I'm not sure if Sarah can hear us, but I just want to tell everyone that this Ms. Sarah Bogosi is one of our key members in the KICS project. She is from the Ministry of Sports, Education and Sports in Uganda, and she's the Assistant Commissioner for Inclusive Education. She's been with us for quite some time now in this project. So in case we can't hear from her, she's now Jacqueline, can you go next, please? I see that
Mariana,
you've introduced
no.
in the...
Hello.
Yes, hello, Sarah. Can you hear me?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I was waiting for you to speak, then I speak later. So my name is Sarah Bugos Chiboli. I'm from Uganda, from the Ministry of Education and Sports. And like you've mentioned, I have been part of this team, though like for some 3 meetings, I think I disappeared a bit. I was up country and the network was so bad. But I'm happy to be here again. Thank
And we're
you.
happy to have you. Thank you so much. I think we have just a few people left. Jacqueline, I see that you're from Zambia. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, so my name is Jacqueline Mokuka. I am from the Ministry of Education, Zambia. I am the gender focal point person. I had a chance to start with you on the training, but unfortunately I fell out. I had to go and leave. But then now I'm trying to catch up. So I'm now on session 5, I believe. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. And again, it's great to have somebody with specialization in gender in the group because we're a mixed group. Some of us know more or less about gender equity and equality issues. So it's good to have you as a specialist here. Okay, I think we have almost everybody. Sekalekele from Lesotho, would you like to introduce yourself briefly for everyone? Sekalekele?
Thank you, Marian. My name is Kelekele Hekwa. I'm from Lesotho, from the Ministry of Education, Department of Curriculum and Development Center. Thank you very much.
Great, you're most welcome. And I think the last person we have might be Matafeng.
My name is Principal Matafeng. I'm the principal of Lycia High School. I'm in the Ministry of Education and Training. Thank you very much, and welcome to the young little flower in the world. You made a very good daughter-in-law in Lesotho if you come up with a boy like that. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you so much for the compliment. And yeah, I hope we all get to a world where all kids, boys, girls, are treated as equal, seen as equal, have equal opportunities. And I always say that my boys will be feminists. and they'll be humanists. They'll be people who believe in girls' rights, everyone's rights. So I have two boys, hoping to raise them with some of my principles. Okay, everyone, I think we have all the people who have given the introduction. Let me just start with a couple of slides. This is going to be something a little different than our previous workshops. As you can see, we don't have Miss Mercy Mapovayenda with us. She was an expert who we brought in for the first 6 workshops, which were workshops. Now we're moving into a different phase of our engagement. It's less about having, conceptual workshops and more about having meetings amongst ourselves to focus on key issues that arise and our own work as we are working on gender issues. And then we will have workshops, more foundational technical workshops as we go along. But today is not really a workshop in that traditional maybe sense. So let me just go through a couple of slides and then we'll talk about the purpose of today's meeting. So I want to just quickly recap the structure of this course. This is the picture that we took together. I think not everyone's here, but a couple of you might recognize yourself in the picture on the right. So as you know, we had 6 last year in November and December. We met 6 times online to learn about some of the key terms that we use, like equity and equality, gender transformative, gender responsive, inclusive, some of the key terms, and to be exposed to some resources and some key actors that are fighting for gender equity and inclusion and equality in the region. And we just really began our learning, and we're going to continue with this year. So you also then create a professional action plan that details your commitments to prioritize gender in your own work. So some of you who are here today, you made a plan. Some of you did not make a plan yet, and that's okay. So we'll look at those plans today. And if you want to earn a certificate for participation, you do have to create a plan. But we'll begin that process today. Okay. If you want to earn a certificate, but you didn't attend all of the workshops last November and December, that's fine. You still can. So you can look at the recording online. We have sent out the recordings for all of the sessions, and you just have to watch the recording and then complete any of the work that was mentioned in that session, and then email us. You can email it to me, a summary of your responses to any key questions that were asked about that session. So usually there were some discussion questions. So there is a way to make up the sessions. In order to get a certificate, you do have to watch the recordings and actually engage in the 6 sessions. So there's really no compromise because it's very easy. It's 6 workshops. It's not like it's going to be dozens and dozens of things you have to catch up on doing. So it's quite manageable and realistic. So these are some important links. I'll share this into the chat box. Again, how to make up missed sessions. There's an instruction list here, the first link. And then this is the action plan, the second link here. This was due on the 10th of January, but if you didn't do it yet, you can still do it. And then we have a WhatsApp group. So if any of you are not in the WhatsApp group yet, and you'd like to be, highly recommended if you can manage it, please do join the WhatsApp group. That's a great place for quick updates, quick sharing. We can share pictures there, newspaper articles that we have come across that relate to the theme of this community, questions that we have, sort of like quick responsive things like that versus email, which is a bit more formal. And then we have a resource pack where we've kept all the PowerPoints, all the recordings, the knowledge resources, and the articles that were shared, the case studies, everything from the 6 workshops. And we will be using these going forward. This is not a time capsule of what we did in November, December. This is an ongoing, evolving folder of resources. And some of you already shared policies, programs, articles from your countries about gender responsive education and the like. So please continue to do that. It's very helpful when we are able to share what is currently happening and going on, and research too. And then we have a parking lot here. This is a parking lot where you can add questions that maybe you forget to ask in session, give suggestions. We check this like before every session. So you can add here if we don't get to something during the session. Let me share those links in the chat box before I move on. Okay. Now, getting on to the objectives of today's meeting. Today is going to be a time for us to share our action plans and give each other feedback on our action plans. So the idea is for everybody who made an action plan to take about 5 minutes to present some key points from their action plan. Maybe not every single thing. So if you have like 3 actions listed, maybe just pick one action for now and go deeper into one action rather than going into like all of your actions. So it's to get feedback on your action plan and to tell people where you stand in implementing it. And so we can begin to support each other in the work that we're about to do this year. And then also we'll begin our next steps for this gender community of practice. We'll pick a next topic, date and time, and discussion leader for the next community of practice meeting. Now, I want to get your approval, all of you, for moving forward with this meeting today. This is going to be a space where you direct the learning rather than us organizing everything. So I came up with a draft agenda for today's meeting. I'd like to get your feedback on it. If you approve of it, we can continue with this agenda today. If you want to do something different today, maybe you have a different idea, maybe then we need to rethink this and maybe do something different. So my proposal for today's meeting is this, that we spend a few minutes right now making a checklist of the components of a strong action plan. So what is an action plan? What makes an action plan a good action plan? So I'd like to spend a couple minutes on that first. That's here. Maybe like 3 or 4 points for what makes a good action plan. And then I'd like to take it a step forward and look at the action plan template, the blank action plan that you were given last December to work on. And just a blank version of it to see, again, what the different parts are of that. And then building on from there, I would suggest that we then go to small breakaway rooms with maybe 2 or 3 people in them, look at some people's action plans. So we have action plans from Petros, from Sarafina, who I think is not here today, from South Sudan, from Angela, from Neil Gladys, and from Matsalisu. We have those action plans. I would suggest that we go into small breakaway rooms and we share with each other. We screen share each other's action plans and we give each other some peer feedback for about half an hour, maybe 20 minutes. We have less time now. And then we use the checklist that we made previously here. What makes a good action plan? We use that to give feedback to each other. Like, for example, a good action plan is time bound, but your plan doesn't mention any time limits. So do you think you should revisit that in your plan? So I'm just giving an example, giving each other some peer feedback about our plans. And then I would suggest we go back to the main group and then we do some reporting. So each of the groups, the small groups, gets a few minutes to share some overall learning from their small group discussion. Not going over the whole thing again, not redoing the whole thing. That becomes tedious. But just like in our group, we talked about this and we found that it's really difficult to do this, but we hope to do this. Some quick sharing. And then a couple minutes to watch a 5-minute video of defining what a community of practice is, and then agree to join this community of practice, and then pick a date, time for the next meeting, a topic, and a discussion leader. So colleagues, that is my simple suggestion for the agenda for the rest of today's meeting. Do we agree with this agenda? Do we want to do something different? What are your thoughts? I want to make this about you and your goals and not my goals for this meeting. So does anyone have any thoughts? Do you want to speak about this plan for today? Any thoughts?
Yes, Madam.
Yes, is that
agree.
Makobe?
I want to agree with the action plan. However, we need to know how many submissions we have because we hear you mentioning other people and not mentioning ours.
Okay. Makobe, did you send an action plan? I'm very sorry if I didn't see it. Did you email it to us or?
Yes, I did.
Okay, no problem. So you can share yours as well. Anybody who made an action plan, please do share it. I might have missed some names here, and that's my mistake. So if you have one, please do share it. That's okay.
Okay, thanks, Marian. It's because I also sent mine.
Yes, Matafeng? Okay. So that's fine. If you have a plan, it could be that I didn't capture it in this folder, and that would be my mistake. I was on a leave until recently, so maybe I missed one of your emails, so that it is my mistake. If you have a plan, you can share it. We'll go beyond these 5 names. Anyone else have feedback on the plan for today's meeting?
Yes, I can myself.
Okay. Let's see. So colleagues, I think we should just get started then, if we don't have any other feedback. Okay, so let me ask everyone then, this is an open question to everybody. Please just jump right in and give some ideas. Let's make a list. What is an action plan and what makes a strong action plan in your opinion, in your experience? What makes a strong action plan? Who wants to go first?
Marianne, can I get some clarity? Are we talking about our own personal action plans here?
Well, we're talking about action plans in general for a moment. What do you think makes a strong action plan? So in our experience of making them, we're all professionals. We've all done this work before. So in our experience, what has been successful in making action plans? What have been good action plans?
Yeah, I can give one. One feature is that you have to be very closely aligned to the explicit need that has been requested or outlined or proposed. So yeah, you need to be close to that. Otherwise, you will be addressing something that people don't need and don't want.
Yes. Great. So I think relevance here. Okay, great. Angela, thank you. I see a hand up from Seka Lakele. Yes, please, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam. Action plan should have a goal or an aim of what should be addressed. Then you should have a strategy, activities that you are going to engage on that will drive you to achieve the objective you want to achieve. Also, you have to have the targets or timelines, as well as the how you are going to measure if you have achieved what you want to achieve. Also, the action plan should indicate what resources are necessary for the action plan to roll on. Thank you.
Those are a lot of great points, Sekalakele. I'm trying to capture them all here.
Also, the resources involved in the action plan.
Okay, that's great. Any other ideas? What makes a strong action plan?
Yes, Marian, I wanted to say it's just an outline of the steps that you are going to take when you implement a specific activity.
That's great. And who was that? I didn't get the name. Who spoke just now?
That's Makube.
Makube, great, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, exactly. So the steps that we will be taking.
Marianne? I also think that in an action plan, there should be some envisaged challenges and how one can go about them in case they come.
Yes, and I didn't see the name. Who is speaking? Sorry.
That's Moteudi Matafeng.
Matafeng. Excellent, Matafeng.
Yes.
So predict the challenges that you will face and how to address them. So mitigating strategies.
Marianne, would that not be doing a kind of like a needs analysis, like a scoping of what's actually happening on the ground and how your action plan is going to fit with what exists?
Yeah, I think, Angela, that could be seen as maybe the bigger picture. That if we want to look at it this way, the action plan maybe for our context, for this particular course, maybe should sort of indicate what are the challenges that we might have in implementing our actions. But yes, I think that a proper needs assessment, a scoping, even a literature review of what currently is out there. There are more components to this. So yes, we should have something like that. But I don't think for this course we'll be doing that. Although people are most welcome to do that if you can do a needs assessment or a scoping study. But in your action plans, if you can maybe indicate what kind of challenges you might see arising. I know that many of you did that in your plans right now. One or two more points, anything else? I have something in mind.
Responsible person.
Yeah, go ahead, Petros.
Responsible person. Hello.
Yes, I hear you. Okay, indicating who's responsible for taking the action. Okay. Okay, Petros.
Marianne, may I?
Yes.
Okay, great. I think they should be very specific tasks that leads to the, thing of whatever that action is or goal is. And in the identification of that tasks, there must also be prioritization of the said tasks. And then in the overall picture, while we have all of this, there must be very clear outputs of what it is that, we would want to achieve, so that even when we are measuring, we're measuring against a very specific output.
Okay, we're really getting a good list here. It's almost like we're making a whole work plan for ourselves. Okay, thanks, Lorato, for that. Something I had written down is that it should be actionable and it should be achievable. That our action plan should definitely indicate the action that we need to take. When I looked at some of the action plans, it seemed like it wasn't quite clear what the action would be. Like, what is the actual action that you would be taking? Not just the goal that it would be great to achieve this overall thing, but what is the actual action that you will need to take? So I think actionable and also achievable. We have to make sure that what we're putting up for ourselves is something that we can actually do. We don't want to be, disappointed that we can't achieve this grand goal because it's simply out of our hands. We're one person, we can't achieve it all. But if we can set aside something that is achievable for ourselves, we're more likely to see success. So I'm going to write that down here, that it should be actionable with a clear action that we will take and not just a goal, and also achievable. Okay, colleagues, anything else? Okay, we have a great list here. No, I see no hands up. So let's go with this list then. I'm going to put this into the chat box because this is our list that we're going to be using in a few minutes. Okay. So here's our checklist for what makes a strong action plan. This is our own list. I think you've gone a bit beyond the list that I had been thinking about in my head, so it's good. Okay, the next thing I was hoping we could do in this meeting is to look very quickly at the blank action plan template that we were working on earlier, the one that was shared with all of you. So let me pull it up right now. This is the folder, by the way, where everyone, the action plans are. And I think I have missed a couple people. Matafeng's action plan and Bakube's is not here. So maybe I've missed a couple, but this is the action plan folder that we have. And it's a public one, so you can add your plan to this folder. Let's look at the blank template for a moment, just to refresh our memory. Okay, so this is what you worked on. And the topic is integrating and prioritizing gender equity in my own work. Okay, you have your name up here. Okay, and we have the action, the plan starts here. So what is the action you will take in your area of immediate responsibility? So that's the achievable thing that I mentioned, that it has to be actionable and achievable. Because if you pick something, if you pick an action that you'd like to see happen in your country in general, you don't have control over that perhaps. And then it's not achievable for you. So within your own area of responsibility, what is it that you can do? It doesn't have to be something very big and grand. It can be something as simple as organizing a meeting or a series of meetings to share what you have learned. That could be in itself your action plan. Okay, then we have the date in which you'll do it, that you'll complete it. How does this plan align with your regular work? So what are you already working on? Where this fits in? Again, that's maybe sustainable. So we're not picking something that we wouldn't otherwise do, but it has to be something that's already part of our work. What issue are you tackling in your country? What is the actual driver behind this? And which tool will you use, or which resource? So in this resource pack, we had case studies, we had good practices, we had definitions, we had research, we had PowerPoints, we had names of partners identified who shared different things with us that we can network with. There was a lot of things here. And then this is who you have to consult in your country. Okay, who you have to consult, what challenges you might face and how you might address them. And then reflection that you can do afterwards. How did it go? Did you complete your action? Did it go well or not? So this is what you worked on, your own action plans. And now we have that great list that you came up with for what a good action plan contains. So the next thing that I would like for us to do is to actually break off now into groups and do a peer review of our action plans. And so let me check in with everyone. Does everyone know how to share your screen in Zoom? And Henok, are you able to tell us, can they share their screens in Zoom?
Yes, Miriam, they should be able to share their screens.
Okay, they have permission?
Yes, yes.
Okay, maybe we can try that before we go into groups. Any volunteer,
Yeah.
does anyone want to try to share your screen? You should see a box below, a green box that says share screen. Can you try to share your screen to see if it's working? Can anyone please practice? We're checking to see
Maybe
if the function's
if-
working.
If we call someone to test. Yeah.
Sekala Kelly's sharing. It's working. Great, great, wonderful. Okay, great. Thank you for doing that. Okay, now we have some action plans. I think we have, oh, I see we have another person. Fanwil from Zimbabwe has just joined. Okay, his audio is still connecting, but Fanwil is our ministry focal point in Zimbabwe. Hello, Fanwil. Mr. Miranda, Fanwell Miranda, you're most welcome here. Just saying hello to you, Fanwell from Zimbabwe. Okay, he's still connecting his audio. Okay, so colleagues, we have some action plans, right? And we can now share our screen when we go into our separate groups, and we can look at those plans and spend about 5 minutes, maybe about three minutes per person, just sharing the point from your action plan. For example, let me go to one of them and show you what I mean by that. Okay, so you can see my screen again. Just want to give an example to make it as clear as I can. So we have this folder here. This is a folder with the action plans. It seems like we're missing a couple of them. Matafang is not here, and also Makube's is not here. So we're missing a couple of them, but when they can share from their own screen. So I'm going to be sending this link to everybody. See, I'm copying the link for this folder. When you get the link, you can, in your groups, you can simply click on your name and your plan when it's your turn. So for example, let's go to Petros for a minute. So when Petros is with his small group, okay, you can click on your plan, Petros, in this folder, like this. Okay, and it comes up. If you want to increase the size of your screen, you can do that maybe from up here. You see this, it says 100%. You can make it bigger, maybe 150 to make it more visible to people, even 200% to make it larger if it helps people out. Okay, so up here you can make it bigger, maybe 200% to make the text more visible. Okay, so then when it's your turn, Petros, you can then bring up your plan like this, and you can tell people that this is what you're doing. Your action is this, your date is this, your normal work is this. You see, like that. And spend about 5 minutes sharing it. And then the rest of the group, everyone else, we will then give our feedback according to the checklist that we've made here. Is Petros's plan relevant? Is it tied to the needs of the country? Is it relevant to the country's needs? Okay, yes, good. Now, does it have a clear goal? Does it have clear strategies, a timeline and steps that you have to take? It does, good. Or no, it doesn't. You missed putting the maybe the strategy in there, how you're going to do it. Well, then we have to do that. Okay, so then Petros can take notes for himself that he's going to be improving his action plan by taking down something, some strategies. Okay, you get the general idea, but I want to go through that so that it's clear to everybody before we go into groups. Does anyone have any questions about this? About what we're doing in groups? Any questions? Okay, so it seems like we should then move into groups then. So I'm going to copy paste these directions here. And I'm putting them to the chat box. Okay. Yes, hello, Fanwell. I see you're come to the chat box. You're most welcome to join or to be here today. Sorry about your internet challenges. Okay, so colleagues, we're going into groups now. This is the instruction in the chat box. You will each take about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit less time, to share one part of your action plan, just one key action, not every single thing, just one key action. You can access them from this folder here. And if your plan is not in the folder, you can just simply share your screen, okay? And share your own plan from your own computer. And then others will give feedback using the checklist in the chat box. So everything is in the chat box. Does anyone have any questions before we go into groups for half an hour?
It's not a question, Marianne. I just texted you on the chat box.
Yes, I see. That's perfectly fine, Lorato. And thank you for your time to be here so far, and hope you can join the next meeting.
Yes, please. Thank you very much, and all the best with everything. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye, Lorato. We'll see you next time.
Marian,
Okay. Yes, is that
which groups should we
Matufeng?
join? I don't see my names in the formed groups.
Yes, so I wasn't sure who would be joining. We will go into random groups now. So Mr. Hanok will place us into random groups. We have 14 people, so maybe we can do 4 groups, but we'll go into groups in just a moment. You will be placed, don't worry. Okay, any questions from anybody about the task that we're doing now? Giving each other feedback on our action plans? Okay, if no questions, Petros?
I think we better move to subgroups.
Okay, I see a hand up
Yeah.
from Sekala Kele. Question,
Oh.
Sekala Kele?
Yes, Mariam, is this feedback verbal feedback or written feedback?
So
Thank you.
you will give verbal feedback to the presenter. The presenter should take notes so that they can then improve their action plan. Okay. Okay, let's go into our groups. Henok, can you hear me?
Yes, Mary. Yes.
Yes, Henok. Thank you, Henok. Could you make 4 groups, please? Put us into 4 groups for can we do 30 minutes? But we can't go beyond
So,
that. Just 30 minutes is the maximum.
okay, so I'll just assign everyone randomly.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you,
And
Henok.
you said 30 minutes.
Yes, and everyone, you're going to get a little invitation to join a group in a minute. Please do click on it, okay? If you don't click on it, then you may not get to go to your group. So check out for the box that's going to come up on your screen. And the instructions are in the chat box. Okay, thank you, Hanok. We'll wait for the groups to be formed.
Yes, I'm launching the rooms now. Hello, Fanwen. Can you hear me? Jacqueline? Hello, Jacqueline.
Hello.
Hi, Mafeting. I wanted to say it was brilliant. It looked excellent, looked like an excellent action plan. Sorry we didn't have opportunity to finish.
Thank you very much.
It's quite brilliant,
Colleagues?
Ndate. Yes, and we will talk further after this.
Did you have enough time? Do we need 5 more minutes? Did we have enough time?
It was actually my fault. I didn't structure the session properly. I didn't know that there was going to be other presentations. I should have asked right in the very beginning. And so there was just like casual chatting when Mafeting had a really, really good action plan that was very innovative. It would be worth sharing with everybody, I think. Sorry about that.
Oh, I see. I see. I don't know if we have a lot of time to
No, it's
if
fine.
okay,
Oh, you're
okay.
alone? Where's everybody else?
No, I'm
Mariam,
saying everyone is
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Yes, Petros.
I thought that we can present the PPT for the whole group, and that would be awesome because feedback will be very important for us. If
So
we have
Petros,
time,
you did not get feedback in your group?
I did, but more feedback. Or otherwise, if we don't have time, I already received from you and the mini group, so that's enough.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking that instead of us looking at anybody's individual plan right now, because we only have about 20 minutes left and we might get into a deep discussion about someone's plan and not get a chance to get to somebody else. You see, I think that we might have a follow-up session where those who want more in-depth feedback from the group can come back to maybe another meeting, and then we'll combine it with something else maybe in the next 2 weeks after we make some initial action, because we're all at different stages of our action plan. Some of us want more feedback right now. Some of us have already taken some steps. Like in my group, Sekala Kale, he's already taken that first step in his action plan, and now he's ready to kind of move forward with something more. I'm just wondering, we have about 20 minutes left, and I don't know if we're gonna have time to really go into depth into the plans again. But Kalis, do you want to how do you want to spend this time right now? Because my idea was to have a couple of people share what they learned briefly, but not share like the whole plan for feedback right now, but to share what they've learned. And then if they need some more support, maybe we can do another follow-up meeting, maybe in 1 week or in 2 weeks from now. Do we want to share something that we learned from the feedback so far and what we're going to do next? Angela?
Well, it was unfortunate that it wasn't properly structured by our group, and we didn't say upfront how many presentations we were going to do. Because what I learned from looking at Mata Feng's presentation was how clearly and distinctly he had strategized to answer every category in a way that was meaningful and measurable. So I think I'm going to take his example and apply it to my plan.
Excellent. Maybe we'll have to take a quick look at Mata Feng's plan if it was so good. I'll just turn my timer on for maybe 2 minutes. Mata Feng, would you like to share your screen and just show your plan, and then we'll share with everybody so that they can maybe learn from that, since it's become so highly rated. Could you share your screen, Mata Feng?
Is it visible?
Not yet.
Marian, while he's sharing, can I talk about what I've learned from our group? Oh, there is.
Mata Feng, it's coming. So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
just
yeah.
do just 2 minutes. Just spend 2 minutes showing us your plan, please.
Is it now visible, Miriam?
Yes, clearly visible. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, this is how I did it. First of all, my plan was on integration of gender in school activities. We had a problem, or rather a challenge, that in certain subjects and activities of school, they seem to be male oriented than female. Then we have one subject in our school that is called design and technology, and it is grooming kids to be some engineers in future. And there is another one called agriculture. Mostly it was done by male students. And then we have soccer. Then from experience, I learned that this could work better if both genders are included. And then we strategize with our management team that this year during the orientation of grade 8 are the beginners in the secondary school. We should, in our orientation, include them. That is, we're trying to align the activities that are done in the school that take both sexes. Now, for a very long time, it was a taboo for girls to be doing what called male-oriented subjects like design and technology or agriculture or play soccer. Now we are having, we wanted to include specifically the gender equity that we want to address was that of inclusion of girls. Then we initiated them in the subjects during our orientation. Normally, our schools open sometime in January. This year they had opened at on the 15th of January. We called all the grade 8 students, and then we took the girls. We invited up to so far in hand, and we are intending also as things technique and Lesotho Agricultural College aim. And also we invited parents, they were there during the orientation so that they can allow their kids to be part of the project that we are doing. We wanted to have their buy-in. Then we also, especially from parents, hence why we called them in. For child is not going to, my girl child is not do say woodwork, some wardrobes, some things like that. Now those used to be mixed. So we are trying, we call the parents so that we can put forth our envisaged programs, and then until or the school, they all believe that those only belongs to boys. So we have managed up to so far, but then we are yet to liaise again and invite Laboratory Polytechnic because it is one of our technical schools in Lesotho, and then Lesotho Agricultural College, where most of our agricultural activities are done, to come and talk to our kids. Like I'm talking, as I'm speaking today, we have sent them what do you call that? What is happening at Maritime Convention Center today? For a tertiary organized orientation that they did for the completers in our schools. Thank you. I think that's briefly what I had said. Then I had put it like Angela was saying, under those specific topics as to how we are going to achieve it. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Matafeng, for sharing. It seems quite specific to me, and it's clear that you know your context so well. And I just want to appreciate that you have done this. And if you can please add your plan to the folder link. It's shared in the group now. I'll share it one more time. Please add it to the folder so that others can see the example of your plan. It looks like it's fulfilling the major criteria as being quite specific. Let me add the link here. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so in the chat box, I'm adding the folder. Please add it to this folder. Colleagues, we're running a little short on time. I don't want to keep you too much longer. Does anyone want to share what you learned from feedback in your group? For example, Angela said that she learned a lot from Matafeng's detailed plan. Does anyone else want to share what you learned from feedback in your group? Oh, you're so quiet. Maybe everyone's getting tired.
Mr. Ralankwani said he was going to
Hello.
share something.
Makobe, did you want to say something before?
Yes, I did want
Oh.
to say something, but it's more or less in line with what Angela has said, that maybe what we have learned from the groups could be shared. Because from Petro's presentation, the organization of his activities is so interlinked that you're bound to be convinced that he's going to achieve it, because he starts with dialogue, and then the next activities are for mobilization of resources until he gets to the main activities, which is going to help him achieve his main goal. So I was thinking maybe he can also be allowed a few minutes to present his, just like we've done with the principal Matave.
Makobe, I didn't get the name of the plan, the person's plan.
Petro's plan. Joseph. I can share it. I have
Yes. Yes, could you
and then
please
he can talk to it himself.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes,
Yes.
Petrus, he can go
Here
on
we
and
have.
talk to what you have.
Mm-hmm.
It is shared, isn't it?
Yes, we're seeing Petrus's plan. Yes, I see it.
Yes, now the emphasis. Yes, you can talk to your plan, please.
ኃላፊዋ ምስላለች ታናግረናለች የእሱንም ቼክ አድርገው።
Petrus, are you hearing us? But Marian, he will come in. I don't know what he's doing at the moment.
Hello, Petrus. Would you like to?
Can I also share?
Yes,
Let me also share something
yeah.
about
What can I do? Can I present it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Petrus, just very briefly. You
thank
just have 2 minutes because we're running short on time.
Even less than that. Okay. While I start this training, and when the issue of gender is the main subject, I want to work on the ministry's plan, especially the TDP's plan, which is moving the share of female leaders from 11% to 30%. This is a 5 years plan, and I want to contribute to this. To achieve this purpose, we have developed a strategy of female leadership. So I prefer to work on 3 activities. One is a consultative meeting to discuss with stakeholders, just to create clarity, awareness of the subject matter. The second one is in-depth training to experts who are concerned in helping us bringing more female leaders to the system. And the third one is the very important one that I shared with Makube. It is gender audit, where we can understand the share of female leaders in our school system. So here, I want to do it in June, based on AMIS data and field work. Understanding the status might help us inform the leaders, which is data-driven, to help them make data-driven decisions. So the audit will help us understand where the share of female leaders is, so that if extra effort is needed, leaders will move based on the data that we are going to collect. For this, I mobilized money. I have identified to whom to work with. These all things are there in place. And Makebe has also given me to be very specific. So I'm very happy for that feedback. Thank you.
Yes, Petrus, and I've seen your plan. I looked at it again recently. It's quite detailed, and I think it's quite ambitious, but also quite achievable too. I just heard somebody else say something.
I think Makube.
No, Marian, I think it was me coming back to you. Yes, what I want to emphasize is the relevance issue that we talked about. He is actually aligning himself with the ongoing activities in his ministry. But what struck me is the alignment of his activities. The way he has structured them, you can see they are sort of interrelated, but in a progressive manner towards achieving what he says is his main activity. So that's the issue that I just wanted to emphasize, Mary.
Excellent, excellent. I think that sounds a lot like another plan that I saw as well from Sekela Kele. In our group, he shared how he would like to also have a consultative meeting. He's already begun his work. He's going to, and his work is deeply involved and relevant with his current work, what he's already working on. So it's going to be sustainable in that way. He wants to hold a sensitization session on gender issues for his department, the curriculum department. He writes science curriculum, and they're not doing it with a gender lens right now at all. So he wants to better connect the gender ministry to the curriculum, or sorry, the gender unit to the curriculum unit, so that the two talk to each other. It was a very detailed, I should say, not detailed, I should say it was quite relevant, using your word, Makube. It was a relevant plan for Sekela Kele and for his department. And it's going with a broader goal of mainstreaming gender into the other departments and into our work. So I just wanted to briefly share what we did in our group. Maybe Sarah can go next. I saw Sarah wanted to say something. Sarah from Uganda?
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. In our group, we discussed the plan of Marcelis, something of that kind. Yeah, she's the one who had a complete plan. We appreciated it, and in her plan, the first activity is where she's having a dialogue with the key stakeholders in her country. And the main purpose of that dialogue is to identify the gender gaps, come up with the areas of concern, then make the participants again come up with issues of how they can work on those challenges identified. And in her plan, one thing that came out in our discussion was that for them in their country, Lesotho, it's the boys who are more disadvantaged, the girls are much better. And that is quite a big change, because many times when we talk about gender, we are looking at the girls, we hardly look at the boys. And now for them, the girls are already well emancipated, it's the boys that are lacking. And through that first activity, which is bringing all key stakeholders on board, these are the ones with support with different support, will be the ones who also reach out to the schools, to the other stakeholders now at lower local levels, to see that there is that gender emancipation for both girls and for both boys. And these are the ones who are going to also, the first ones are the ones who are going to help in resource mobilization, because the resources are not there. They need to be mobilized. So to me, those first two activities are very good. And then now later, there were activities that now go to school level. But what I saw in that was that there is also need for quite reasonable resources to get people together, because it will not just be done like that. Thank you, over to, but it was a good plan. We liked it. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Colleagues, I'm getting the sense that this was helpful to view each other's action plans and to think about that first action, that first step that we're going to take, and how it links up with the wider work that we do in the broader issues of the country, so relevance, and then to look at the details of how you would enact the plan, the actions and the strategies. If I could make a suggestion that, because we have just a few minutes left, we move on from talking about the particulars of the action plans, but that we upload them to the folder if they're not already there, and then we begin to take our first steps towards our action plan. Like, for example, again, going with my partner, Sekalekele, he has already met with the director of the gender unit that he had not consulted yet. And he has just already read the Gender and Development Policy 2018 through 2030 in his country, because there isn't much coordination between the gender unit and then the other units. So they were working in isolation. So he has already begun to open up and to mainstream the gender unit and gender issues in his ministry into the other departments. So he's begun his plan. Could I suggest that we spend a little time taking our first steps towards our first action, and then come back after, well, let's talk about that, because I want to hear from you what your ideas are for the next meeting. This is supposed to be your space, not UNESCO's space, but your space. So I'm going to start to wrap things up here, because I don't want to keep us for too much longer. It's already almost 2 hours. And the next thing I wanted to ask you about was about the idea of a community of practice. We are becoming that community of practice, of people that will now be practicing some actions together. So you can see my screen now. I want to play a very short video for you, a few minutes of the video, in which we talk about what is a community of practice. Okay, let me try this one more time. Okay, it's not letting me share. Hanok, are you able to share the video if I send you the link? Hello, Hanok, can you hear me?
Hi, Miriam. Did you I didn't see the video yet.
Sorry, I just sent it to you. I can't share it because my audio, I have to update my Zoom to share the audio on the video.
I'm opening the video now. Wait. Yes.
Hannah, please play it. It's a little too fast. Can you please slow down the speed from your settings on YouTube to 0.75 speed?
Okay.
That way it's not too fast.
One 175.
No, slow. Like 0.75.
Ah. Okay. Have you seen?
Yes. Hannah, make it full screen, please. Thank you. This is a little better. Okay, thank you, Hanak. Okay, thank you, Hanak, so much. Group, we're just about ready to wrap up. I know we're going a little bit over time, but I wanted to, when we talk about this term community of practice, I wanted to talk about this term a little bit with you. Does anyone want to summarize in your own words, what is a community of practice?
A group of
Maybe,
people,
yes, go ahead, Petros.
a group of people coming together to work for common agenda, collaboratively and cooperatively. Thank you.
Wow, okay, very good. Sakalakale?
Thank you, Mariam. It's a group of people, like Petros is saying, working together on a common topic. They discuss and exchange ideas to create knowledge and confirm meaning. And then they empower each other, because confirming meaning, you create more knowledge from bits and pieces from other people, constructively and reflecting on the issues that you have already. You can change, or you can build on them, or you can see other people's perspectives based on discussions. Thank you.
Right, right. There were 3 parts. Do you remember from the video? There were 3 parts to a community of practice. Anyone remember what those 3 parts are? It came early in the video.
Yes.
Yes, Makube?
I'm trying to get to my microphone. Yeah, the video showed what is called a domain and the community and practice. And
Exactly,
we were told
very
that
good.
yes, and the community we told that is a necessary component in all the 3.
Exactly, because you are the community. Without the community, without the participants, the members, there is nothing else. So in our space, you can think about it as we have the domain, we have the community, and we have the practice. What is the domain, everyone, of this community of practice? What is the domain?
Gender responsiveness.
Yes, gender responsive education. We can narrow it down to in Sub-Saharan Africa or in our countries. So that's our domain, gender responsive education. What is we are the community. What is the practice?
I think it could be shared knowledge, Marian, as from now and then we are sharing experiences, challenges, and successes.
Okay, yes, it's sharing of knowledge and practices, and it's also enacting our action plans. That is going to be our practice. So we're going to be enacting our action plans together and coming back to this space routinely for feedback and for good ideas from each other. Okay. Petros, can you put yourself on mute, please? Hello, Petros. Put yourself on mute, please.
I'm sorry, Marianne.
Sorry. No problem. No problem. We're almost done. We're almost done. Okay. So the last thing. Yes, Sarafino, I wanted to acknowledge you. Thank you for joining, and apologies that we've been moving on. But since some of you joined a little bit late, Keba yes, Keba. I think Keba, are you from? Is it Sierra Leone? Could you remind us of the country again?
The Gambia.
The Gambia. I'm so sorry. So Keba from the Gambia and Sarafino from South Sudan. So you've just joined. It's a little bit late because we're actually wrapping up. But if you want to receive feedback on your action plans, Sarafino, I've sent you some feedback. Maybe what we can do is take a volunteer here in the group who would be willing to read your action plan, Sarafino, and also your action plan, Keba, whenever you can complete it. Maybe someone in this group will be willing to read your action plan and send you feedback on email so you can begin to start working on it before the next meeting. Does that sound okay to you? What would you like to do with your action plans? Sarafino and Keba, you're still making yours, Keba.
Yes, I think I'll be happy to have someone volunteer to read and then maybe give me feedbacks. Or by extension, if I can have, let's say, a guide, I would also help, to help, make me develop it quicker and then much more realistically. Over.
Right, sure. So I'm sharing my screen again. We already have that guide. So I'll be sharing this folder again, but this folder here, as you can see, has everyone's action plans in it. And we're missing a couple. We have to add from Matafeng here and from Makobe here in this folder. But we have some great examples here of action plans. And also Sekala Kele is going to add his plan here too. So we're going to have 3 more. And then there was a good example that we saw earlier. We saw Petros's plan and Matafeng's plan in the whole session. Those can be examples that you can check, Keba. You can read through those to see how to do an action plan. If you click on this one, Petros's plan here, you can see how he has set it up so far. These are examples for you. And this one here, the blank template, that's what you have to use. You can click on this and you can scroll down. You can download this under download as Microsoft Word, and then you can fill it out, Keba, with your action that you're going to take in 2024, and then upload this back into this folder. Okay?
All right, that's fine. Can I join in through Google Doc? Is that possible?
Yes, you can. Everybody can see this. So I'm going to share the link one more time in the chat box. And you can send us your plan then, and then we'll give you feedback. And Mr. Sarafino, would you like to receive feedback from anyone here in the group on your action plan since you joined late?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Yes.
that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, I'm showing Mr. Sarafino's plan. It's right here in the Google document. So he has written this. His idea is to address school-related gender-based violence in South Sudan. I've given him some feedback already. Does anybody here want to volunteer as a community to give Sarafino feedback on his action plan? Okay, I don't see any hands up. I'm going to be a teacher now. Should I assign somebody, or does somebody want to volunteer? We need somebody to agree to look at Sarafino's action plan. It's here on the screen, and then to give him some feedback on his action plan, maybe 1 or 2 people. Are there any volunteers to do that? It's a tough classroom right now. It's a tough crowd. There are no volunteers. I might have to pick somebody. Okay, Jacqueline, I haven't heard from you yet. Maybe I wasn't in your group before. Would you be able to? Yes, is that Petros? Hello, someone spoke. Is that Petros?
Yes, it's me.
Yes, you were going to say something.
What is exactly he's going to do? Yeah, in the activity part, the first column, school-related gender-based violence. What is really the action that he's going to do? What's expected from him to work on these issues?
Yeah, exactly.
Is he
So we
going
need
to give training or what's it?
Okay, so Mr. Sarafino, could I make a suggestion because we're out of time for this meeting, but we have some people have questions. Like Petros has a question about what is your actual action. Maybe Petros, could you give him some feedback? Either stay back after the meeting shortly, or else just give him a short email with some feedback. That
Well,
way he can see the
yes,
feedback.
yes, but he has to indicate what he's going to
Yes.
do. Just
Yes, I
is he
agree.
going to give training or I'm not clear, but he better
Mhm.
he better clearly state the activity he's going to do. And even he need budget for activities and the responsible person, these all things need to be included actually.
Okay.
Otherwise, the main topic is very big. Integrating and what? It's not readable, of course, for me. Yeah, now integrating and prioritizing gender equity in my work. By doing what? This is my question.
Yes, so I think we're in agreement, Petros. So Sarafino, you've put together a great first draft of your action plan, but some of us have some suggestions for going a little bit deeper into your action plan. Maybe you could incorporate some of that feedback that I've already given you here on the right, and what Petros is now saying, that you need to give a clear action. So, for example, school-related gender-based violence is not an action that you're going to take. That's the broader issue here that you're addressing. So I would suggest, colleagues, if we can give him a bit more feedback, maybe on the WhatsApp group or in an email, because I have to join another meeting soon and I need to prepare for it, so I won't be able to stay on this call any longer. But if anybody would like to give feedback, I was going to suggest maybe Jacqueline or some of the ladies as well, that we are not getting your voices enough. If you could also chime in and maybe give some feedback to Mr. Sarafino. What I'll do is I'll send this on the WhatsApp group and also on in an email later for us to give him some feedback so that he can work with something and then resubmit something a bit more detailed. Mr. Sarafino, is that okay with you to get some feedback later on today or tomorrow?
Hello?
Yes.
Can I respond on the question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, the action is actually, first of all, to talk with the directorate dealing with the gender issue. We discuss with them because we know these school-related gender-based violence already existing in school. It's already existing in school. Now, the first thing is we need to talk. I'll talk with this director concerned with the gender in our ministry. Our Ministry of Education is also having a director of gender. Already they have some activities dealing how to reduce genders. Then after that, of course, we shall choose 1 or 2 schools. That is a pilot. We start from there. 1 or 2 schools. In the school, we talk with the PTAs. We talk of PTAs on what is happening. The gender violence is a reality in school, and how can we work together in order to reduce that? That is what is the action that we're going to do. Have you got me clear?
Yes, I've tried to capture it here, Sarafino.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to ask you to add a bit more to this, okay? In your own words, in the next couple of days or the next week, okay? And also the group is here to help you. This is a community. I think we have learned now about what a good plan, the components of a good plan, and we can give you some feedback on email in the next couple of days after we read a bit more. Jacqueline has her hand up as well. Jacqueline, did you want to come in?
Oh, yes, I was just saying that I'll be happy to have a look at this action plan because I think I'll also be going the same direction as well. I I'll probably need a few days because I'm still trying to figure out how we're moving with it, but I'll be happy to look at it.
Thank
So
you
I
so
don't know,
much.
maybe
That's
tomorrow.
very kind
Yeah,
of you.
yeah.
Okay, so that's wonderful. Thank you so much for offering. Okay, so Mr. Sarafino, what's going to happen is that because you joined a little bit late and you didn't get the time for the feedback in this session, we're going to be emailing you some feedback in the next couple of days to 1 week from now. So you already have my feedback here on the document on the right. You can see that I've given some comments here, okay? You can address that, and you can also, you'll be getting some feedback from Miss Jacqueline Makuka from Zambia, who's in this group, and perhaps also from some more feedback from Petros from Ethiopia. They're offering to, to review your plan a bit and give you some more feedback, okay? In the next couple of days.
Thank you.
That's good. And Mr. Kepa, you can also make a plan, and also Sekalakele is going to add his notes to a plan and send that to us soon. So we're making really good progress. And can we end the meeting now, because I do have to get going? Can we agree on the topic for the next session, the date and time of the next session, and then the next discussion leader who's going to, I would rather one of you do my job next time. I don't want to be the one always in the driver's seat. I would much rather see you start to do more of the leadership in these meetings. It's going to be really good for, I think, your professional development too, if you haven't done this before. So could I suggest that we pick a topic for the next session, maybe a similar topic to today, if we're still on these action plans, date and time of the next session, and then a discussion leader who wants to volunteer to be a leader, or if we should even vote on a leader, if say 2 or 3 people want to be a leader next time. So anybody want to come in here? What should the next topic of the next session be, in your opinion? Should we continue with the same topic of giving each other feedback on our action plans and have a meeting maybe 2 weeks from now or 1 week from now? Any suggestions for the next meeting? Colleagues, I'm waiting for you. Does anybody have a suggestion? What should the next meeting focus on? Should we do the same topic as today, giving feedback on our action plans and talking about our next, our first step, any progress that we've made?
I think we better talk on the progresses of our plan, the achievements so far.
Okay, does everyone agree with that? That we talk about our updates and our actions that we've taken and towards our action plans next meeting? Is that okay with the group?
Yeah, I think that's fine, because some of us will now know what are some of the progress regarding our action plans, and also the updates of our action plan. That would, for me, that's fine.
Okay, so we have 2 people agreeing. We have Petros and Keba. Any other thoughts? Do we agree to this plan? You're so quiet. Everyone is so quiet.
It's agreeable, Marian, for the same reasons. We have nothing else to say, but it's for those reasons that have been given, I second it.
Okay, so we'll go with that then. What is the date and time of our next session? What would you prefer to do? Should we meet in 2 weeks from now, in 1 week from now, in 3 weeks from now? How long do you need before we meet again to talk about any progress or updates in our action plans?
Hello?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
Sarafino?
Yes, I'm suggesting 3 weeks from now.
Okay, 3 weeks from now is March 14th. 1, 2, 3, March 14th. Do we all agree to that? March 14th, we meet next time?
Yeah,
Why
I think
not
it's
2 weeks from now? March 14 would have even forgotten.
no, you just block your calendar. I think March 14 is fine because we also have line of activities. I think 3 weeks would be a good one.
Okay, so we have two ideas there. We have one for 2 weeks and one for 3 weeks from now. Do we have any other people who feel strongly? Let's get another perspective. 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now?
3 weeks for me.
Who was that? Sorry. Okay,
Forgive me, Rian.
Jacqueline?
I propose 3 weeks. I support 3 weeks. Sorry.
Okay, 3 weeks. Jacqueline, what do you think?
3 weeks as well. 3 weeks is good.
You prefer 3 weeks as well?
Yes, 3 weeks is okay.
Okay. Any other thoughts? I think 3 weeks is becoming the top choice now. So let's go with Thursday, March 14th. Is this time okay with everyone?
Yeah, I think the time is fine with me.
Hello.
Yeah, the time is fine with me.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
Sarafina?
Miriam. Sarafina, yes. Yeah, 3 weeks okay, but when I look at the calendar on the 14th, I'm having another meeting.
Oh, okay.
It's colliding with another meeting, very big meeting. I'm in. But otherwise, the week is okay. But that day, exact day, is having a meeting.
Well, perhaps we can do Wednesday, March 13th. That's 3 weeks from now, but that's one day earlier. Does the 13th look okay to people? Thursday or Wednesday, March 13th, is that a possibility? Since someone is not free then.
If it will be on the Tuesday, it will be better, the 12th.
Okay.
It's up to the group. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the group's choice. Sarah, what do you think? Hello, Sarah Begozi.
For
Did you
me,
want to
either
say?
way, 13th. For me, it's okay. Either 13th or 12th, it is still okay. I hadn't blocked my dates. Even 14th was still okay for me.
Okay, okay. Colleagues, it looks like we get a
And you know,
suggestion.
if we go on to look at every individual, then we are going to lose it out. Let us just pick one day and we move with that.
Yeah, I would suggest we try to do that then.
Okay,
I don't want
okay.
for Sarfino
Okay,
to
then.
miss out because he missed this session for the most part.
Okay, then if that is the case, we should maintain 14. If that is the case. Yeah, because we go with the majority. Yeah.
Okay, okay. But Sarafino, you missed most of this session, and that would mean that you missed the next session too then. You know, so because you're not free then. So I'm just concerned that you have your action plan in good shape so that you can work towards it. Okay, everyone is quite quiet. We should then stick with Thursday, March 14th, if that's okay with people. And then those of you that are not able to join will have to make up those sessions. Okay, usually Thursday is usually it's a good day, Thursdays, to try to stick with something kind of regular. Okay, is the time okay then? We should stick with 3 to 5. I don't know if we have too much flexibility there because any later and people in East Africa may have to get home to their families. If we go too late, then it's evening for them and they may not be able to stay in the office.
But we were not complaining. The time is okay.
Okay. And any suggestions for the next discussion leader? Does anyone want to take up this role? Or do you want to think about it some more? Any
Hello?
volunteers?
Yes.
Yes. Keba?
Yeah. John, okay, John, I ready.
Oh, I think Keba's on the phone. Okay. Um,
I'm waiting.
hello, Keba, are you talking to us or to someone else? Okay, he's on mute. Okay. Colleagues, what about a discussion leader? Does anyone want to volunteer for this role? Everyone will become a discussion leader at some point. We'll have enough meetings so that others can take this opportunity. So I would love to see somebody volunteer to be a discussion leader for the next meeting, and then we'll have somebody different the next time. Any volunteers? Do you want me to pick someone?
You do.
Okay. I would suggest that we have Petros be the discussion leader next time due to his involvement, and he was the first one to send an action plan. And his action plan is in good shape, and he's been working on it. Petros, would you like to be the discussion leader next time?
Now we'll be very happy. Okay.
Okay, and then we'll pick somebody different for the meeting after that, hopefully a woman. Let's try to alternate the roles so that everyone gets a chance.
Sure.
Is that okay with the group?
It's
I need
okay.
some.
Okay. All right, colleagues, we took a little bit extra time today. We'll try to keep it around 2 hours so I can get going now as well and prepare for the next thing. We have a lot to do. But thank you so much. What a great session this was. Let me turn off my screen so then we can see each other's faces. Thank you so much, everyone. What a great session we had. Looking forward to connecting with you all in 3 weeks from now, but also on the WhatsApp group too, and on email. And Mr. Sarafino, you'll get some feedback on your plan. And we'll look forward to seeing your plan, Keba and Sekalakele. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now. Have a great rest of the day.
So much. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Bye.
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 Okay, bye. Thank you.